Good morning, students. So last lecture we have finished with Euclidean algorithm and extended Euclidean algorithm. So we have used mod operator before in the encryption techniques. So now let us study in detail what is a mod operator and what are the mathematical operations which can be done with the mod. So all these mathematics related to the mod is called comes under the modular arithmetic category. We have already seen the division relationship, that is this A is equal to Q into N plus R, where N is your mod operator or N is the integer which will be there with the mod, and answer we write in terms of R. Okay, so that is the way we have studied. So what are the things which we are going to study in this particular video? We will try to find out what are the modular operators we have, what do you mean by set of residues, what do you mean by congruence, and what are the different operations which can happen at Zn. The modulo operator is called as a mod. The second input, that is mod n which you write, it is called as a modulus, and the output r is called as a residue. So normally we are interested in the output r. So if you see, this is the relation which we have studied till now, that is till the extended and normal Euclidean algorithm. So this entire equation gets replaced by mod. So you have an input given as A, and you will try to find out this relation Q into N plus R that comes under mod. So probably the most of the time or always the N will be positive, and what answer which you are expecting, it should be also a non-negative number or it should also be a positive number. This particular relation gives you two values Q and sorry, this relation gives you two value Q and R. So out of that, this is the value which we are interested, and we are making sure that it should be always the positive one. Now the certain examples are given to you. 27 mod 5. So you are supposed to find out the answer of this. So 27 mod 5, the normal way in which you want to represent it in terms of Q n plus R. Okay, so your A is your 27, N is 5. So when I calculate, I will have this kind of a operation. So this is my R. Okay, so dividing 27 by 5, result R is equal to 2. So you will be writing 27 mod 5 is nothing but 2. Similarly, 36 mod 2. So when I divide 36 by 12, I know the remainder is 0. So I will write 0. Now look at this equation, because my A is given as negative, minus 18 mod 14. So when I divide minus 18, so when I'm going to divide it by 14, I know I'm having a remainder which is nothing but a negative number, which is nothing but a minus 4. And if you remember the condition which is given to us, R should be always a non-negative number. R should be the one which is always a positive. Okay, so how do you convert this negative number into a positive? Remember, whatever number negative you have, add n modulus to it. So right now, what is your modulus here? So your modulus is 14. So I will be writing minus 4 plus 14 gives me 10. So for this particular equation, my answer is minus 18 mod 14, answer is 10. Okay, now minus 7 mod 10. So here division is not possible. If you go division is not possible, when I say, that means your quotient will be 0 and your remainder will be minus 7. So R should be again a non-negative number, so you will be adding a modulus n to it. So minus 7 plus 10, R will be 3. So I hope these basic operations are clear to everybody. Remember, R should be always a positive number. What is the way in which it can be converted to a positive? You will be adding a modulo n to that particular number. So that way you will be getting your R as positive. The modulo operation creates a set which in modular arithmetic is referred as the set of least residues modulo n, or it is denoted by capital Z suffix n. So what is the meaning of this? See, look at this particular equation. When I write Z of n, that means I'm writing a set for modulo n. It will have all the numbers which are starting from 0, and the last number will be always n minus 1. So we say that after n minus 1, it is wrap around. So after n minus 1, every number will be represented by 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So the examples are Z of 2. So you have mod as 2. So mod 2 will have a number up to n minus 1. What do you mean by n minus 1? N is here 2 here. So 2 minus 1. So your last number should be 1. So you have only two numbers here, 0, 1. After that, every number will get around wrapped around 0. So when I write z of 6, that means the maximum number in this particular set will be 6 minus 1, that is 5. So you have all the numbers which are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, if you have greater number than that, it will again wrap around to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What does it mean? When I write 1 mod 6, it is 1. When I write 2 mod 6, it is 2. So when I write 5 mod 6, I know it will be 5. But the moment I write 6 mod 6, it will be 0, because 6 divided by 6, quotient is 1, remainder is 0. When I write 7 mod 6, the remainder is 1. When I write 8 mod 6, the remainder is 2. So the sequence gets wrap around from 0 to 5. So similarly for z of 11, you will have all the numbers starting from 0 ending it on 10. Now then another new concept, to show that the two integers are congruent, we use the congruence operator. What do you mean by congruence operator? This sign indicates the congruence. So for example, we can write 2 is congruent to 12 mod 10. 13 is congruent to 23 mod 10. 3 is congruent to 8 mod 5. 8 is congruent to 13 mod 5. Now, what do you mean by this? See here, what is the meaning of that congruent? When I write, this is my set, I have written certain values in it and I have kept mod 10. So your mod n is common. Okay, but now you look at the answers which you are getting. So minus 8 mod 10. What is the answer you will have? You will have answer as 2. 2 mod 10. What is the answer you will have? Here I will write the answer as 2. What is the answer 2 mod 10? The answer is 2. 12 mod 10. What is the answer? 2. 22 mod 10. The answer is 2. So these are the different values giving me the same answer if I don't change my mod operator. So I will write minus 8 is congruent to 2, congruent to 12, congruent to 22 mod 10. That is the meaning of your congruent. Or in another way, I can also write. See, when I do 2 mod 10 is also equal to 12 mod 10. These two will give me the same answer. When I write 13 mod 10 is also equal to 23 mod 10. Okay, so I'm getting the same answer. That means those values or those equation are congruent to each other. Now operations in Z, that is, what are the operations which you can perform with this modulus or mod n. So there, as discussed previously, there will be three binary operation which can be defined for the set, which are nothing but addition, subtraction and the multiplication. So what are the rules which we can have? You will have Z or Zn, you give two values, you are doing a mod operation, you have n, whatever answer, it should be belonging to that particular set. That means if I am writing Z6, I'll make sure that whatever answer I am getting, it is having a value from 0 to 5, not more than whatever answer has been, whatever number has been mentioned there. Operations which you can have, two numbers can be added, then mod can be taken, two numbers can be subtracted, two numbers can be multiplied. Now few examples again here. So add 7 to 14 in Z of 15. So add 7 to 14 mod 15. So you have 21 mod 15. The answer is 6. How did you calculate 21 mod 15? So you are dividing 21 by 51. So sorry. So the quotient is 0. So minus 15 and the remainder is 6. So you get the answer as 6. Subtract 11 from 7. So 7 minus 11, you have minus 4. Minus 4 mod 13. So I will add 13 value to it. So you have number as 9. 7 into 11, that is mod 20. 77 mod 20, you have remainder as 17. So you can carry out these addition, subtraction and multiplication operations in the mod. Now perform the following operations. The input comes either from Z or Zn. So you have to add 17. So I have kept it blank so that you can solve it in your notebook, and you have to do mod 14. Okay, so this is nothing but 774, this is 44, and I have mod 14. So when I divide it by 14, so 14 threes are 42, so the remainder is 2. So this way you have to subtract 43 from 12. So 12 minus 43 from mod 13, that comes around minus 31 mod 13. So minus 31 mod 13. So the answer will be 8. I will 13 2s are 26. Yeah. So remainder will be minus 5 plus 13. So how this has been solved? This is minus 31 13. So you get 26 here. The answer is minus 5. But in minus 5 you are adding 3. That is the reason your answer is 8. Then third will be minus 10, multiply 123 by minus 10 in mod 19. Okay, so you calculate this, and you will see that all these mathematical operations are working fine. So few properties related to this operations. So when I do a plus b mod n, it is nothing but a mod n plus b mod n, and overall it will be, the entire answer will be of mod n. Similarly, a minus b mod n, a mod n minus b mod n, taken the mod n again. A mod n multiplied by b mod n, and the mod n again. So I don't think the mathematical operations or these mathematical properties are difficult to understand. Same thing has been mentioned again here. So this is the way we had written the original procedure when we are talking about mathematical operations. So when you are taking about a mod n, b mod n, and then you are taking the answers here again. So the I don't see any difficulty in understanding here. Now if you look at this example, see, we are talking about large integers here. I told you in the cryptography we talk about 128 bit, 128 place decimal digit. So definitely these all operations are carried out on a very big number. So you will find out this mod 16 plus this number mod 16. So answer you have is 8 plus 9, and then you have not, this should be mod 11. So mod 11, then you have answer 6 here. So this way you will, for the largest number also you will be taking the mod operations and calculating here. So one more property of arithmetic, we often need to find out the remainder of powers of 10 when divided by integer. So property you have is 10 raised to n mod x. If I have to calculate this power, I will calculate 10 mod x first, okay, and whatever answer I get, if I raise with the same power, it is equivalent to the calculation of this value. So 10 mod 3 is equal to 1. So suppose somebody gives me 10 raised to 5. Okay, so what I'll be doing, I will calculate 10 mod 3 first. So I know the answer is 1. So 1 raised to 5 will be 1. When I calculate 10 mod, suppose somebody has given me 10 raised to 100 mod n. So I will calculate what is the value of 10 mod n 9 first. So the answer is 1. So 1 raised to 100 is 100. Now 10 raised n mod 7. So I will find out this answer first. So 10 mod 7 is nothing but 3. So now somebody has asked 10 raised to 5. So it will be 3 raised to 5 mod 7. So this is the way I will be going on calculating. So I think these operations, basics to operations are clear to you, and we will stop here for for this particular video, and we will try to take more examples in the offline class.